You think you're safe? Think again. Some creatures don't just live in the wild, they come for us. In today's video, we're diving into the most terrifying things that can actually target humans. Like a worm that enters your brain and eats it alive, or another one that moves inside your eyeball while you're wide awake. And yes, there's even a tree in the Caribbean so deadly, standing near it can burn your skin. These aren't legends, they're real. Stay with us, because by the end of this video, you'll question what's really out there. Eyeworm horror. It starts with a strange itch and a burning sensation near the eye, but what's hiding underneath is the real nightmare. Deep in the forests of Central Africa, there's a tiny parasite called the African eyeworm, also known as loa. It enters the human body through the bite of a horsefly, but this is no ordinary infection. This worm doesn't stay in one place. It moves, and sometimes it slithers right into the eye, just beneath the skin, where it can actually be seen wriggling. Yes, it moves across your eyeball while you're still awake. The feeling is unbearable, like something crawling under your skin. Victims can feel it moving slowly under the soft part of their eye, and that's not even the worst part. The worm can cause painful itching, swelling, and if ignored, it might even reach the brain. Removing it requires a doctor and local anesthesia, but the trauma stays long after the worm is gone. Loa is more than just a parasite. It's a living horror story from the wild corners of our planet. Brain-eating worm. They thought it was just pork. But what happened next was terrifying. A deadly parasite called the pork tapeworm, or Tinea solium, can enter your body if you accidentally swallow its tiny eggs. These eggs hatch in your stomach and release larvae that sneak into your blood. From there, they travel to different parts of the body, and sometimes they even make it to your brain. When this happens, they cause a terrifying disease called neurocysticercosis, where small cysts grow inside your brain and lead to painful seizures and other scary symptoms. Here's what makes this even scarier. It hides in silence. This brain infection doesn't show any clear signs at first, which makes it super hard to catch early. Even though it's more common in parts of Asia, Africa, and South America, there have been shocking cases in places like the UK and the US too. Doctors often struggle to diagnose it in time because the symptoms are confusing and can look like something else. But once it reaches your brain, it becomes a deadly threat. Deadly fruit tree. This tree might look like it belongs in a peaceful forest, but what's inside could kill you. It's called the strychnine tree, or Nux vomica, and it grows fruit that hides a dark secret. Inside its seeds is a powerful poison called strychnine. If a human eats it, their muscles start to lock up painfully. In the worst cases, the person's whole body bends backward from the cramps, a position so intense it can even lead to death. What's even stranger is that this same poison once helped save lives. In the past, people in India and Southeast Asia used strychnine to kill rats during the bubonic plague. It helped stop the disease from spreading. So, while this tree might look harmless, its history is a mix of both life and death. One thing's for sure, it's a beautiful danger you should never touch. Death tree of the Caribbean. It looks like a peaceful tree, but this plant hides a dark truth. In the Caribbean, there's a tree called the Pisonia tree. It grows thick green leaves and provides shade and shelter for birds, but it's a trap. This tree drops sticky seeds that stick to birds' feathers. The seeds are so heavy, some birds carry more than 200 of them. They can't fly, can't escape, and slowly grow weak. Some birds die from hunger, others become an easy meal for predators. The strange thing is, no one really knows why the tree does this. It doesn't seem to help the plant grow or spread. Even scientists are still confused. And it's not just birds. This tree can be dangerous for people, too, if you get too close without knowing its secret. Killer look, silent swimmer. They look like underwater monsters with razor-sharp teeth, and just one glimpse of them can send chills down your spine. Barracudas are fast, sleek, and scary-looking fish that move like torpedoes through the water. Many swimmers and divers fear them because of their fang-like teeth and piercing eyes. But are they really that dangerous? Here's the twist. Barracudas are not usually a threat to humans. They can swim up to 25 miles per hour, and their speed makes them look more deadly than they are. While they rarely attack people, their bite can be nasty if it ever happens. So even though they don't go around hunting humans, it's best to respect their space when you see one underwater. Vulture bees. These bees don't visit flowers, they feast on dead animals. Deep in the jungles of Central and South America, there's a strange kind of bee that doesn't act like a bee at all. They're called vulture bees, and instead of collecting nectar, they search for rotting meat. These bees have no stingers, but nature gave them something scarier: sharp teeth. They use those teeth to chew through decaying flesh. It's their way of surviving, and they've evolved to be meat eaters in a world full of nectar lovers. Now here's the creepy part. These bees aren't really interested in attacking humans, but they are drawn to open wounds and dead bodies. That's why being near them when injured can be risky. And guess what? Even though they eat rotten meat, they still make honey. Yes, real honey. People who have tested it say it's safe to eat, but surprisingly, it has tiny traces of radioactive material left over from old nuclear tests. Thankfully, it's not enough to harm anyone, but it's still chilling to know what these bees are up to. Radioactive honey. These bees don't go for flowers, they go for flesh. Vulture bees are meat-eating insects that feed on rotting animal bodies. But, here's the creepy twist, they still make honey. Only this honey isn't golden and sweet like the kind you're used to. Because of their rotten diet, the honey they make contains strange and possibly harmful substances. Some scientists even found traces of cesium-137 in it, a radioactive material left over from old nuclear tests done back in the 1950s and 1960s. Now don't freak out just yet. Even though some honey samples had 100 times more radiation than normal, the amount was still too low to hurt people. Experts say it's still safe to eat, but it makes you wonder, how does something from decades ago still show up in our food today? It's a strange mix of nature and history hiding in a spoonful of honey. So, would you still taste it? Junior pine danger. They may look peaceful, but these trees are hiding a deadly secret. Deep in Australia, there's a tree so old it lived during the time of dinosaurs, the bunya pine. Standing taller than a 10-story building, its leaves are sharp like knives. People need gloves just to touch them, but the real danger comes from above. Every year between December and March, the bunya pine drops pine cones that can weigh up to 40 pounds. Imagine something that heavy falling from over 100 feet straight down on someone's head. One man, Sean Mace, learned this the hard way in 2015. He was just resting under a bunya pine when a 16-pound cone smashed down on him. The impact was so bad he needed 2 major surgeries. Yes, these trees produce edible seeds loved by Indigenous Australians, but one wrong step near them could be life-threatening. These ancient giants are living proof that nature's beauty often comes with hidden danger. Killer of the ice. These seals may look cute, but one of them is a silent killer. The leopard seal isn't your usual sea creature. It doesn't just hunt to eat, it plays with its prey, stalks it like a ghost in the water, then finishes it off. This isn't fun and games. It's training for the kill. With strong jaws and razor-sharp teeth, this seal is one of Antarctica's top predators, feared even by some larger animals. In 2003, a shocking tragedy showed just how deadly they can be. A marine biologist named Kirsty Brown was working in the icy waters when a leopard seal dragged her under. It held her 70 meters below the surface for 6 minutes before help arrived. But it was too late. With almost no predators except killer whales and elephant seals, the leopard seal rules the cold ocean. So if you ever spot one, admire it from a distance. It's not as friendly as it looks. Violence attackers. They don't bite loud, but they leave a mark that itches like crazy. Bed bugs are small, blood-sucking bugs that quietly live in your bed, your sofa, even your clothes. They've been around humans for hundreds of years, feeding while we sleep. Even though they don't spread diseases, their bites can leave red, itchy spots on your skin. Sometimes you don't even notice the bite right away, but once the itching starts, it's hard to stop scratching. Here's the real danger. They don't kill, but they can still hurt you badly. Scratching those bites too much can break your skin, and that's when dangerous infections sneak in. For some people, the itching becomes unbearable and the damage gets worse. That's why these tiny bugs are not just annoying, they can be risky too. Cleaning your home well and watching closely for signs of them is the best way to stay safe from their hidden attack. Gimpy. This plant might look soft and green, but it hides a nasty secret. Deep in the rainforests of northeast Australia, there's a dangerous tree called the Gympie Gympie. Its name sounds funny, but trust me, there's nothing funny about its sting. The whole plant is covered in tiny hair-like needles that shoot out a powerful poison when touched. And once that poison hits your skin, the pain is beyond imagination. Back in 2001, a scientist named Marina Hurley was studying this plant up close. Even though she wore special gear for protection, some of the plant's tiny hairs still reached her. First, her eyes started watering, and she couldn't stop sneezing. But then the pain kicked in. She said it felt like being burned with hot acid and shocked by electricity all at once. She had to go to the hospital, but thankfully she got better. Her story is a warning: never judge a plant by how it looks. Some of the deadliest things in nature are hiding in plain sight. Offer danger. It looks small and innocent, but this little sea creature can kill you faster than you can imagine. The pufferfish has a secret weapon. When scared, it balloons into a spiky ball that scares away enemies. But that's not the real danger. Inside its body is a poison called tetrodotoxin. This poison is 1,200 times stronger than cyanide, and there is no cure for it. If a human eats even a small bit of this poison, it can be deadly. Now here's the shocking part: people in Japan actually eat it. It's called fugu, and only trained chefs with a license are allowed to cook it, but even they can make mistakes. Every year, people die after eating it. No matter how cute the pufferfish looks, it's one of the deadliest things in the ocean. If you don't know what you're doing, it's better to stay far away from this little killer. The hidden danger of the striped fish. It looks like a painting underwater. The striped surgeonfish is so colorful and beautiful that divers and snorkelers can't help but swim close. But this fish hides a painful secret. On its sides, it has sharp spines filled with venom. These spines aren't just for show. They're powerful weapons that have injured over 50,000 people in the water. Many think it's just a harmless little fish, but one wrong move can bring a world of pain. The sting isn't deadly, but it hurts a lot and can ruin your whole diving trip. That's why experts always say, watch from a distance and never try to touch it. This pretty fish might look friendly, but its sting is a big warning. Beauty can bite. Wild side of hedgehogs. They look super cute, right? With those tiny faces and little feet. Hedgehogs have won everyone's heart, especially after Sonic the Hedgehog became a star. But here's what most people don't know. Hedgehogs aren't soft and cuddly like they seem. Their quills may not be poisonous or sharp like porcupines, but if one pokes your skin, it hurts a lot. These tiny creatures only use their spiky armor when they feel scared, so if you get too close too fast, don't be shocked if they defend themselves. Now here's the real truth. Even if hedgehogs look like perfect pets, they are still wild animals. They need special care, and handling them the wrong way can stress them out. Or hurt you too. Their quills are like nature's warning sign. Respect my space. So next time you see one, admire from a distance and let it enjoy the wildlife it's made for. Angel's Trumpet Terror. This tree looks like something out of a dream, but it can quickly turn into a nightmare. The Angel's Trumpet tree has large, beautiful flowers hanging like bells, and people often admire its beauty. But what most don't know is that this stunning plant hides a deadly secret. Every single part of it, from its leaves to its flowers, is filled with powerful poison. Even a small touch can be dangerous. Oof. The poison messes with your brain, causing confusion, body paralysis, and even horrifying hallucinations. Some people have reported seeing and hearing things that don't exist after coming into contact with it. It's so dangerous that scientists wear full hazmat suits just to work near it. In one terrifying case back in 2006, a young man drank tea made from the Angel's Trumpet, hoping for a strange experience. What happened next was horrifying. He started hallucinating so badly that he ended up cutting off his own tongue. That's how powerful this tree is. So no matter how pretty it looks, this is one plant you never want to mess with. Deadly beauty of the sea. It looks like a shiny little sea jewel, but this beautiful marbled cone snail hides a dark secret. With patterns on its shell that almost look hand-painted, it might seem harmless, even cute, but don't be fooled. This snail is a deadly hunter. It has a needle-like tooth that shoots out like a harpoon. injecting venom strong enough to stop a small fish in seconds. That's how it eats, by paralyzing its prey so it can't move. Now here's where it gets scary. Some cone snails only sting like a bee, but the marbled cone snail is a killer. Its venom is powerful enough to cause vomiting, swelling, intense pain, and even stop someone from breathing. It doesn't attack people on purpose, but if you try to touch one, it might strike back. So next time you see a pretty little shell in the ocean, think twice, because sometimes the most dangerous creatures come in the most beautiful shells. Whistling tree of Africa. In the silent wildlands of East Africa, there's a tree that sings with the wind, but it's not a gentle tune. People who visit often stop in shock when they hear a strange whistling sound coming from deep in the savannah. That sound doesn't come from an animal or a person. It comes from a tree. It's called the whistling thorn, a tall and spiky acacia tree that hides something very unusual in its branches. Its thorns are not just sharp, they're hollow, and when the wind passes through them, it creates an eerie whistle like the tree is alive. But this tree's real secret is even more surprising. Tiny fire ants live inside those hollow thorns. They don't just live there, they protect the tree like bodyguards. If anything or anyone gets too close, these ants swarm out and bite with painful stings that burn and itch like crazy. It's a rare partnership in nature. The ants get a safe home, and the tree gets fierce protection. So the next time you hear a whistle in the African winds, it might just be this strange and dangerous tree sending a warning. Mosquito killers. They may be tiny, but mosquitoes are among the deadliest killers on Earth. Every year, millions of people die because of the diseases these little insects spread. What's even more shocking is that it's only the female mosquitoes who bite us. They do it not out of hunger, but to get protein from our blood to feed their eggs. And when they bite, they use 6 sharp tools, like tiny needles, to pierce your skin with crazy precision. But the real danger is what they carry inside them. Malaria is one of the worst. It destroys red blood cells and causes fever, body pain, and even death. Zika virus is another nightmare, especially for pregnant women, because it can cause babies to be born with serious defects. That's not all. They also spread dengue fever, West Nile virus, and yellow fever. And guess what? They love people who wear bright clothes or use scented lotions. So what looks like a harmless bite can actually be a life-threatening warning. Puss caterpillar. It looks soft, almost like a tiny stuffed toy, but this creature can send you screaming in pain within seconds. The pus caterpillar, also called the most venomous caterpillar in the US, has a fluffy body that hides something deadly. Beneath that fur are sharp, venomous spines. If your skin touches them, it feels like fire instantly. Experts say it's worse than a bee sting. It can make your bones ache and leave you in serious pain depending on how deep the spines go. Here's something even stranger about this creepy little bug. It actually throws its poop away from its body. Scientists think it does this to keep away parasites and hungry predators. Sounds smart, right? But don't let the cuteness fool you. This caterpillar may look innocent, but getting close to it is a very bad idea. Goliath terror. It looks just like a normal fish, but this monster hides something terrifying. The Goliath tigerfish has long, razor-sharp teeth sticking out from its jaw like knives, ready to tear into anything nearby. This beast can grow over 1.5 meters long and weigh up to 50 kilograms, nearly 4 times bigger than a piranha. It's not just the size that makes it scary, it's the way it hunts. Fast, powerful, and with deadly aim. But what makes this fish truly feared are the stories from deep rivers in Africa. Locals say it has attacked people, dragging them underwater in seconds. Swimmers have vanished after one strong strike from this underwater killer. The Goliath tigerfish isn't just another river creature. It's a reminder that in the wild, danger often wears a calm face. Deadly box jellyfish. This creature looks soft and see-through, but don't let its looks fool you. The box jellyfish is one of the most dangerous sea animals in the world. Just a small touch from its long tentacles can stop a human heart in minutes. Its venom is so powerful it can cause heart failure, paralysis, or even death in less than 2 minutes. Many people don't even see it coming because it swims so quietly and looks nearly invisible underwater. What makes it even scarier is the pain. Victims say it feels like their skin is on fire. Some people collapse instantly from the shock before they can even call for help. While most jellyfish are harmless, this one is a real killer. If you're swimming in waters where the box jellyfish lives, you're never truly safe. Even the smallest brush with its tentacles could be your last. If these creatures gave you chills, hit that like button and subscribe for more real-life nightmares. Stay alert, because danger isn't always where you expect it.